This is the CHRILLCAST, or rather the WillCast. I don't know.
I'm taking over. Actually, I guess Skyrionn's taking over. He's on top.
Yeah, he's on top. Skyrionn cast. Why don't you take it away, Skyrionn? What is today?
Today is Face-Off Friday, and today I have Chris with me, and we are debating whether Microsoft should remaster instead of re-release the Fable game for next gen.
Well, you're the judge, so you're going to decide whether Will or I are right.
Exactly, much. I'm the judge, and I'm now the host of this show.
Too much power.
Drunk with power over here.
And so Will's going to fight for why it should be, and is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, and Chris is going to fight for why it shouldn't be.
And the thing that should or shouldn't is, should Microsoft remaster instead of re-releasing the Fable games?
He said it.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did I really screw that up?
Yeah, it's the very beginning.
Whatever, we'll leave it in. No outtakes. No outtakes.
Yes.
You get the fully fledged version of the podcast. So the rules are that during this time, Will and I are going to, we've already said who's doing what, but the next part is making the case, and you get to decide who gets to go first, and during that time, objections may be made if Will or I make a point that the other feels should not be part of the record of this debate. Then you get to decide if it is sustained or overruled, and then if it's overruled, you remove that from your judgment. So then we'll make our cases. You'll ask each of us one question following us making the case, and then we do our closing argument in the opposite order. So if you have Will go first, he gets to go last. If I go first, I get to go last, and the person in the middle has to go make their case and then give their closing argument before the first participant goes.
That was a very confusing way of explaining that.
It is. And then you will decide who wins, or you just throw us out and shame us or revere us for our decisions.
Yeah, you can either say are both terrible arguments or both great arguments.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you can also make your own decision, like you can make your own case at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
You get a platform to make your own choice. Too.
Yes.
Okay, so I say Chris goes first.
Yes! Finally, a week I didn't have to go first. Every week I go first. All right, go on, Chris.
So I'm defending why they should just re-release the original games.
Objection. Sorry.
I don't have a lot of reasons for this because I would love to see a remaster, but my first and foremost is Lionhead no longer exists, right? There's no Lionhead Studios to actually give a faithful remaster to these games. So whoever you hand it to is not the original creator. I have a lot of faith in Playground for the new Fable, but we haven't seen a lot yet. And so putting your trust in a untested developer in the Fable series is something that I'm very worried about. I'm pretty anxious that they may change the humor, but so far it's looking like they're there. But you just don't know. There's too many things up in the air. A re-release of the games that already exist with maybe up-res graphics, something simple like that without doing any kind of remake type stuff. It's going to be true to the original game with all the humor, all the original stuff. And you're not going to lose any of the value you already have. And even though Angry Joe says that Fable 3 sucks, and he's got 32 reasons, I like Fable 3 for what it is. And I'd hate for somebody to jump in and change Fable 3. I really enjoyed that game. I enjoyed Fable 2. I enjoyed Fable 1. And if somebody got in there with a remake and just started inserting a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't there, or changed some aspects of the story without it being part of the original storyline that the Fable games are based around, I think it would make me sad, because the artistic creativity of Lionhead was so much better than a lot of other developers at the time. So just re-releasing a faithful version of the games on Game Pass, or even if they did like a trilogy Fable, just up-res graphics, just took all the assets and made them higher resolution, I'd be fine with that. But a full-blown remake where they have an opportunity to change some of the artistic creativity that Lionhead put into these games, I don't trust any studio to do that. I want it to stay the way it is, and the new Fable game can be its own thing. Or if it's really good, it can be part of the series for all I care. But in general, I don't want to see the Lionhead games changed. And for that reason alone, a re-release of the games in their entirety with maybe some up-res graphics is exactly what I want to see.
Okay, that's good argument. It's a very good argument. So I can ask one question now.
Yes, sir.
So, it's well known that Fable 3, for example, was not completed when it was released, and that was because the team were pushed to just release a game. And they've said that there were so many other aspects of the game that they wanted to put in. So if they were to re-release it, but also add the aspects that they wanted to put in, would that be okay in your opinion?
You mean like a Fable 3 anniversary style thing? Like if they were to add kind of like a lost chapters to it, like things.
Yeah,
that
the
they
things
should have
that
added?
the things that they said that would have been added within the year that they needed to complete the game. Would you be okay with that?
Is Microsoft going to rehire most of Lionhead to do it? I'd be okay then, but if they're not, if the original studio is not around, I'm a little nervous still to see what they're gonna do. You know, maybe they had some, maybe somebody just had a side project sitting on the file system at Microsoft. They're like, hey, why don't we add this? And it was never intended to be there. It was like his own fan thing. Like, I love this series, I'm just gonna put this here. Who knows? You never know what you're gonna find. You know, look at how many books from J.R.R. Tolkien have been released posthumously for that he probably never intended to release. I don't know.
I'm very surprised by how good your argument was, because I didn't think there was a correct way to argue against it. So you did really good then.
Yeah.
All right, well.
All right, so jumping in. First of all, you're arguing against a remake, not a remaster. Well, I'll let that slide.
No, I said remake.
I know you said remake. We're talking about remasters, though. Not remakes.
Oh, you're right. Oh, okay, fair enough.
So your argument, throw it out. You're done. No.
I'll get you in the closing argument.
Okay, whatever. All right, so again, like Chris started off I don't have a really great explanation for why I want the remaster, other than I love Fable.
I feel dumb now.
Yeah, and I think a remaster would be amazing. So instead of a full-blown remake like Chris was arguing against, I think, you know, having updated graphics, maybe having a nice fresh coat of paint, similar to how Fable Anniversary had, minus the scary faces. Would be amazing across all three games. I would love to have another like anniversary of all three on the Xbox Series X and PC. Additionally, there are clunky aspects to all three games that would be, I think a remaster would be able to fix, like some of the loading screens in Fable 3. A lot of my disappointment in that game came from the fact that I felt like I was hitting those loading screens constantly. So if they could, eliminate those loading screens, even if it's just something where it's optimized for the Xbox Series X and thus runs faster, that would be an amazing upgrade from the original. What are you saying? Yeah, Black Dye. Yes. And then also with the remasters, have all the DLC included. That would be really nice. You'd have to go through and individually buy the pieces, especially in Fable 3. Whereas when you try to play co-op with a friend, you have to have all of the DLC pieces that friend has, and vice versa. Otherwise, you can't play together. So that's a really frustrating aspect of the original release. That would be, fixed in a remaster. And then it would be amazing to have some additional quests. You're asking about, adding in some of the things that they weren't able to put into the Fable 3, the original release. All three games have aspects like that. Like, there's several videos on YouTube right now just for Fable 1. I think Avarice does a lot of videos on like cut content. And it would be really cool if some of that cut content could, find its way back in. If it's not like, game breaking.
Now you're talking about a remake, Will.
No, it's not. No, that's just added additional stuff. The assets are already made. Yes. So I'm gonna say that's still a remaster.
Object.
No. Fine. We can. Well, you wouldn't consider Fable Anniversary a remake? They had added assets.
They changed. Yeah, some physical assets. There was no story added from Anniversary that wasn't in the last chapters.
I think they could do that though.
I don't know.
I think they could add an additional storyline. All right, fine. You don't have to have any storyline additions. I would like to have okay, fine. Additional clothing in Fable 2. That was a major complaint that I had. Was that there weren't enough outfits to customize a character, and I felt they lost a lot of the medieval flair from the original game. So something like that where they could add in more customizable outfits. I think Remaster would do that. I think it would also introduce these games to a whole new audience, and satisfy existing players without sacrificing what Lionhead had built. And also to Chris's point about a different studio doing the remaster, most of the time it is a different studio that does a remaster. It's actually kind of strange for Lionhead to tackle a remaster as well as working on a completely new game, and that might have hurt them in the long run. There you
go. Again, very, very good argument. I've got no questions for that when I understood everything you said.
That's right.
It was very clear and precise.
I think we know where this is going.
You were aware of what you were arguing.
Yeah, I got stuck on the remake thing, didn't I? My closing argument, I'll save myself on the closing argument.
Good.
Go ahead, Will.
Oh, I have to go first?
Yeah, this is exactly why I hate going second.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Everything I said before. I honestly, like, it would be amazing to get an anniversary update for Fable 2 and 3. Just to have the updated graphics, and I don't know what's going on the screen, and just have the decreased loading screens would be amazing. Just having that alone, I would be happy.
All right, my closing argument. All right, guys, remember the creepy faces you got when you remastered Fable Anniversary. Imagine that happening tenfold on 2 and 3. Imagine now your hero looks like garbage. No, not garbage. That was a bit too far. But now you're just creepy, okay? Just think about this, all right? Or what if they decided to take scarring out of Fable 2?
Why would they decide to do that?
I don't know. It's a remaster.
You just,
they can
like,
change the
making
assets.
What if they... What?
Regardless, a
What if you gotta play as a dog?
is a visual upgrade, right?
Yeah.
So you never know what they're going to change. What if the visual change is jarring enough that it's like, wow, this doesn't feel like Fable anymore? Like, what was that game that just came out that a whole bunch of people are complaining about the remaster, whatever you want to call it, like changing the animations a little
I have to
bit.
think about it now. I don't know which one.
Was it was it Kill All Humans or something, or Defeat All Humans, or?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looks very different than the original.
Yeah, it was jarring. Can you imagine if this visual upgrade turns into something jarring like that?
Well, what if you could
Destroy
go
all
back and
humans,
forth?
that's
Destroy
what
all
it's
humans. Yeah. What if you could go back and forth like in Halo? You just hit the
It's a
back
different
button.
story. I mean, you don't know what they're gonna do.
What? I'm
You're
making a
arguing,
hypothetical.
you're arguing against my closing argument. You're already done.
Sorry.
So I'm just saying, like, you just don't know what the visuals are gonna change to. Like when you do it, especially if. I just always die when I see this stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. But I mean, what if the remaster? What if they physically change some things, or what if like they just? There's so many things that are up in the air when they remaster something. You just don't know. Like for example, when they remastered Halo 1 and Halo Anniversary, they changed the way the lighting and the fog worked, and the game changed in its entirety in the scenery. What if they added fog to Fable where there's no fog? Like, we just can't remaster these graphics. So fog, you get the fog now. Like, what? This isn't part of Fable. I'm arguing to a lesser extent what I argued about the remake. So you guys already kind of get the argument. I'm just saying you don't know what a remaster is going to bring. You know, it really could. What if they took chickens out of Fable?
I don't think they'd ever take chickens out of Fable.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to save my argument here. So. Anyways, I think the re-releases, plus you never know what the dev cycle is going to be when they try to remaster or remake these games. But remaster would likely take less time than a remake. But here's what what's gonna happen. We're getting the re-releases, so I win.
I hate you, Chris.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so do I make my judgment now?
Yes, you do.
So I'll start with Chris's argument. You had a lot of what ifs in there, and not a lot of fact. It was all speculation. It's I always go with like a positive mindset. So with the re-release, one I can think of is Banjo-Kazooie. I'm not sure if Rare were involved in the re-release, but I really like the re-release. You can have a really good re-release or a really bad re-release. You can't just say no because it might be bad. So I'll
That's fair.
Just shoot down the whole argument so Will wins.
Yes.
And I completely agree with Will. I want a remaster. I want Fable 2 to come out and they fix the walk animations. I want Fable 3 to come out and every animation doesn't have a load of blur with it that hurts your eyes. I feel like the whole thing can be improved in a new engine. So I'm going to go with the positive thing. And if it's re-released now, it can be marketed to a new audience and more love can go towards the series. So I'll rule in Will's favor.
For the record, I do want the remaster or the re-releases, or even a remake if they can do it right.
Can you, Chris? Can't die silently.
But I was playing devil's advocate, so
that's like every week, man. We always
one of us plays devil's advocate half the time. But
yeah.
You know, you got to have somebody that brings up logical points when somebody's arguing on emotions, especially with N64 Classic.
All I just want it, Chris. I don't need to explain myself.
Anyways, we want to thank Skyrionn for coming on the podcast. It's been a lot of fun.
It has been. It's been good.
And hopefully he'll play some either Fable co-op or Halo with us sometime.
Mm-hmm.
I will get some energy swords and like beat you down and Halo, and we can play some Fable co-op. Did I get it right? Is it energy sword?
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Yes. I'm a Halo fan now. So yeah, we'll play Halo together. We'll do some Fable co-op. Yeah, it'll be good. I'm looking to play with some more people.
Excellent. And if you guys, this is video 5 with Skyrionn, and I know we got really big detours on the Thursday episode, but if you haven't subscribed to him yet, now's the time. Okay, youtube.com/SKYRIONN. And since this is the Skyrionn cast, he's gonna sign off today.
I know, what do I say? I've been Skyrionn. No. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, share it with all your friends. Subscribe to the CHRILLCAST. And you guys sign off, and then I'll sign off.
All right. I'm Chris.
I'm Will.
And I'm Skyrionn.
And I'm going to say we will see you, and you're going to finish it instead of Will this time. Ready? We will see you
in the next CHRILLCAST.
Exactly. Thanks, guys.